Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Rising of Bodhisattvas. It's a great honor to be here with today. I'm Nancy, the founder of International Buddha Dharma Society for Cosmic Law in America. Today, I will continue to talk about precepts. As we talked about before, by holding the 5 precepts, one can still be born as a human. By holding the 10 good precepts, one can be born to the heavenly realms. Bhikkhus have bhikkhus precepts, and Bodhisattvas have Bodhisattvas precepts. Of course, Buddhas have Buddha's precepts. The upper the realm, the more the precepts to behold. Precepts can be used as outlines, and we all should take precepts as our teacher. The Buddha appeared in this world for just one great reason, which is to lead sentient beings into the Buddha's insight, the Buddha's views. The Buddha expounded the Dharma for 49 years in this world. One day, under the 2 cell trees, he was going to enter Nirvana. Venerable Ananda, who had heard the most of the Buddha's teachings, was heartbroken and cried silently. At that moment, Venerable Aniruddha, whose third eye was the sharpest, said to Ananda, "Ananda, it's not the time to cry yet. All Buddhas sure will enter Nirvana. It's no use to cry. The Buddha always thought high of you and repeatedly advised you to propagate his teachings. Now the Buddha is leaving. Should you go and ask him what we should do in the future?" As if awakening from a dream, Ananda wiped off his tears and said to Aniruddha, "I'm terribly upset and don't know where to start. Please teach me." Aniruddha said, "First, when the Buddha is alive, we depend on the Buddha. After the Buddha enters Nirvana, who should we depend upon? Second, when the Buddha is alive, the Buddha is our teacher. After the Buddha enters Nirvana, who will be our teacher? Third, when the Buddha is alive, for those malignant bhikkhus, the Buddha subdues them. After the Buddha enters Nirvana, what should we do with them? Fourth, when the Buddha is alive, the Buddha gives quite a lot of teachings. After the Buddha enters Nirvana, when we collect sutras, how should we start? These 4 questions you should ask the Buddha for instructions." The Venerable Ananda accepted Aniruddha's advice and walked to the Buddha. He bowed to the Buddha and joined his palms and asked the above 4 questions. As to the second question, after the Buddha enters Nirvana, who will be our teacher? According to the Buddha's last bequest, the Buddha instructed, "After I leave, you all should respect the precepts, as if the dark meets the light, as if the poor gains treasure. You should know that the precepts are your great teacher, just like I'm still living in this world." What the Buddha meant is just that precepts are our teacher. Besides, in Buddhist sutras, as vast as the misty ocean, there are many other earnest teachings that the Buddha exhorted his disciples about precepts. In the Sutra of 42 chapters, the Buddha instructed the disciples, "Disciples, even if you are thousands of miles from me, if you abide the precept that I laid down, you sure will obtain the fruits. Otherwise, if you are just by my side and see me all the time, without following my precepts, you will never obtain the fruit." Also, in the Nirvana Sutra, the Buddha said, "If you want to clear the mind and see the nature, you must hold the precepts with a sincere heart. If you don't hold the precepts, then you are the demon's dependent. not my disciples. Today, I'll take time to further explain the 5 basic precepts. The first one is no killing. No killing is not to invade lives. From as big as killing people to as small as an ant, these are all killing. Suicide is also killing, and even worse, suicide creates grave karma because suicide is killing of a human being, and humans' energy is much greater than animals. Besides, wasting time is also killing because life is just accumulation of time, so wasting time is like killing life. Buddhism requires Buddhists not to eat meat. In the Nirvana Sutra, it says, "For meat eaters, they cut off the seeds of great compassion. When they walk, live, sit, and sleep, all the sentient beings are terrified when they smell the smell of meat on them." No killing can cultivate our compassionate heart, cultivate our consciousness of respecting lives. We should not only not kill, but also we should keep love and kindness in our heart, tolerate people and things, and decrease violent emotions. Stealing means not to invade others' wealth. Stealing includes direct stealing and indirect stealing, visible stealing and invisible stealing. For example, thieves stealing, robbers robbing. These are the direct stealing. Corrupt officials corrupting is indirect stealing. Extortion and fraud, repudiating debt, is visible stealing. Abusing the public trust is invisible stealing. Simply speaking, if it's not your stuff, you take it without permission, then it is stealing. We should not only not steal, but also give generously. The merit of giving is not related to how much you give. 1 penny, 1 word, 1 action, if it's to benefit others, all are giving. Kind actions do not need to surprise the heaven and the earth, but need to accumulate little by little, and at the end it will become a habit, and we can experience the happiness from the happiness of other people. Sexual misconduct refers to the sexual behavior outside of legal relationship between husband and wife, such as raping, whoring, one-night stay, illegal love affair, and so on. If someone had sexual misconduct, he or she will not only bring sufferings to himself, herself, but also to others. Holding the precept of no sexual misconduct will help one to overcome one's desires, to be honest to one's partner, to build a happy family, and construct a harmonious relationship. No false speech means not to speak unreal words, including sowing dissension, speaking harsh words, deceptive words, and flattery words. No false speech means to avoid unreal words, not to exaggerate or cover the actual situation, which can cultivate the virtue of honesty and trustworthiness to obtain others' trust. Wine drinking will slow and disorient one's mind. Under the effect of alcohol, one may do many careless, dangerous, and even immoral things. The sutra mentioned that wine drinking has 10 faults and 36 misses, such as discoloration, short of dignity, loss of fame, loss of wisdom, illness, loss of wealth, loss of respect, car crash, falling into water, and so on. Everything that can stimulate one's nerve, cause one to lose one's mind, corrupt one's virtue, such as hemp, opium, heroin, ecstasy, and so on, all belongs to no wine drinking precept. Holding this precept will make sure that one's mind is clear and wise, which is not only good to the family, but also bring peace to the society and helpful for practicing samadhi. All cultivators should take precepts as teacher. Precepts are the foundation. If the foundation is not stable, then no matter how many years you practice, how many years you cultivate, it's very easy to slide down to the demon's hand. What is the greatest wisdom in the universe? Holding the mind still is the greatest wisdom in the universe. You may also say that it's a precept. No matter what happened, no matter under what situation, keep our mind still. When facing various temptations, humans are very easy to move their mind, and after they do so, they might find different excuses for themselves. In fact, after you move your mind in difficult situations, or maybe you even put them into actions, your own energy will change. If you try to excuse yourself, then you are simply just cheating yourself. Maybe it's not easy to feel the energy change if the change is small, but for greater changes, it's easy to tell. For example, during the Great Famine time, extraordinary phenomenon of cannibalism once happened. Some people even ate their own children. For those people who ate people, the expression in their eyes changed because, in fact, after eating human beings, their energy, information, and code have changed dramatically. Inside, they are not humans anymore. Greater things are like this, so are smaller things. Every word, every action, and every thought is affecting our energy, our information, and our code, either going up or sliding down, all in our own hands, not anybody else's hands. We are our own master. Take precepts as a teacher. It's really a serious thing. You may be listening, but you may not be taking this message to yourself. Maybe you need to experience something, and until then, you may not truly understand. But for now, you listen to this one and remember this message. When we quiet down our mind, when there's less noise in our mind, when there's less attachment in our mind, when our mind is free and empty, we know everything. Our spiritual body knows everything and is far beyond the capability of our brain. Under difficult situations, we may have to starve our human body. We may have to have our human body ridiculed by others. We may even have to let it die. However, we cannot do evil things to contaminate our spiritual body. The human body is a karmic body. It's a piece of cloth, and we will change it after this life. However, our spiritual body will get punished if our physical body does something not good. True happiness is built upon observing precepts and abiding the cosmic law. The happiness from breaking the precepts will only bring sufferings later. Effects always follows causes. Bodhisattvas are afraid of causes, and common beings are afraid of effects. Humans only know to complain their bad luck, but they don't know that everything is due to what they have done themselves. The true meaning of holding precepts is not to restrain one, but for one to achieve true happiness. Amitabha, I wish all of you have learned something today. from today's talk. Take precepts as our teacher. Precepts are the foundation, is the rule to protect us. May you become Buddha soon. I'm honored to be here with you today. Thank you. See you next time. Bye. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe my channel and make some nice comments and leave your questions. Bye.